What's up, everybody? This is a video that I've been meaning to do for a while, but better late than never. I'm finally getting to it. And the reason I want to do this is because, of course, with me doing Funko News, which is the most popular series of videos on my channel, I do get the same questions repeatedly, so I'm basically doing this video to address just a few questions that I tend to see on a repeated basis. So hopefully people that have those questions will check out this video, and in the future I probably will try to remember to consistently link this video within the description of my Funko News videos, and I may direct people to this video in the comment section. And for my loyal subscribers that really do watch the Funko News videos from beginning to end, and that also check out the comment section, if you see people with these questions, you could help me direct them to this video as well, and that'll just kind of take some of that burden off of my shoulder answering the same questions repeatedly. Now, questions that I don't address within this video, obviously, I'll still try to help people as best I can, but like I said, those questions that come up again and again, that's what I'm going to address in this video, and let's go ahead and get to it. For starters, I have a lot of people that ask me, when is a particular figure getting released? What I want people to understand, and I say this a lot in the videos and in the comment section, is that Funko does not work like movies or video games and these other things that have a specific release date. It just doesn't work that way. What you got to remember is that these figures, as they are produced, then they actually spread out across the country as Funko is able to meet the demand, I guess you would say. Then it basically spreads out across the country. So normally it would start off on the West Coast. That's where I tend to see on social media figures popping up first, and then they'll hit some other major areas, and then it just kind of spreads out from there. So yeah, a lot of times when people ask for a specific release date, I can't give that answer. Basically, Funko has release windows. They'll say like a month or a season when a figure is coming out. Now, even when they do give a specific date, it doesn't always hit that on that date. There's been a lot of delays, and there are also times when some figures might come out in a particular wave, but then not others within that same wave. Same thing happens with convention exclusives. Normally with convention exclusives, the majority will release on a given day, but not always. There'll still be some stragglers behind. So if you're going to be a Funko collector, you just got to get used to that and be patient, because again, there's rarely a specific release day for a particular figure. Next question here, what is a chase and how do I find them? Well, the simple response to what a chase is, it's just a rare variant of a figure, and the rarity is usually like 1 in 6. That's the odds of finding it, but it can change up, of course. So that's simply what a chase is. It's just a rare variant of a particular figure. And as far as they are concerned, I would say that the hype surrounding chase figures is a little overblown. Really, the value of chase figures, to me, I've seen them coming down quite a bit. You have some chase figures that are worth like around $20 or so, which with what you spend on it, that's not exactly a huge markup. Even for some that are worth more, that are worth a good amount of money, I've seen those prices come down too. For example, the Joker with Kisses chase figure, it's going for like around $55 now, but it used to be listed as more. I can't remember exactly the height of that figure, but I know it was worth more previously. And then also the Pennywise with Chase figure, once people found out that that one was being discontinued, they went crazy for it, and the prices were getting up around over $80. You had to pay like at least $80 to get that one second hand, but that one has come down some as well. It's going for around $60 now. So yeah, to me, the hype surrounding chases is kind of overblown, but yes, it is a good feeling to find one. Now, as far as finding one is concerned, of course, the main way is to actually get out to the stores. Make sure that you're at the stores early, especially on those days when they get deliveries in. And you can actually ask the workers, when do the Funko Pops tend to come in. Most of the time they'll be willing to let you know. If they act kind of sketchy about it, they might be a collector themselves. But you can ask different people in the store if they know when the Funko Pops come in. and you just got to be vigilant. I mean, you definitely want to get out there in the morning. The one thing that's bad about that though is that's when you tend to run into flippers, you know, people that are just out there trying to grab up all the chases before anybody else can get them. And unfortunately, a lot of stores do not have limits on chases. So, and then you will have workers sometimes that take the figures themselves. So yeah, it can be tough to get chase figures because of those different reasons. I do want to point out also, you can sometimes order with certain companies and you get a chance at a chase. Like I know that Entertainment Earth does this, Hot Topic does this. Yeah, so you can order online also, and you may end up with a chase figure. You know, that can be hit or miss, but yeah, I would just say overall, do not stress over chase figures too much. I mean, if you really like the designs, that's cool, but as far as the value, I really don't think it's worth stressing over. Next up here, it says, will there be Nintendo Funko Pops? This is one that I've been getting a lot, especially lately. I want people to keep in mind that Nintendo is not just a video game company. They are also a toy manufacturer. They make their own toys. They have their World of Nintendo figures, which I know, you know, some people, especially if you go to shopping at Walmart, you check the toy aisles, I know you see those figures there sometimes. Those are actually licensed by Nintendo. They're made by Nintendo. Also, the Amiibo line, you know, which has been huge for Nintendo as well, that's made by them. So they really don't do too much stuff, you know, outside of their company. And I definitely understand why. They've been burned in the past when they licensed out their characters. There was that horrible Mario Brothers movie back in the day that was so bad that Nintendo hasn't made a movie since. They very much have shied away from that. There was, you know, also those horrible Nintendo games on Philips CDI when they licensed out their characters. So yeah, Nintendo really does not like to license out their characters to other people. They like to do things in-house. So I'm not saying that they may never do anything with Funko, but I would say pretty slim chances. I don't think they really see that value in you know, letting another company take their characters and work with them. And let's be honest, you know, there are some Nintendo characters that might turn out well, but then some of them as pop figures, I really don't know, especially with the classic Funko eyes, those kind of dead black eyes, which don't always work with characters. I really don't know if that would work with a lot of Nintendo characters. So, you know, that's just my personal opinion. But like I said, I think the chances of Nintendo going with Funko kind of slim, but we'll see what happens. They have done some surprising things at times. And I also want to point out, if you have ideas for figures that you would like to see, it wouldn't hurt to hop on Twitter and actually, you know, get at Original Funko, you know, message them, well, not message them, but basically tag them in, you know, your posts about ideas that you have. They are very receptive to listening to collectors, and that doesn't mean they're going to make everything that people say they want to see. But I think if they hear it enough from people and they are able to get the license, then they might be open to some ideas. So yeah, I think they're very active. Well, I'm not going to say I think, I know they are very active on Twitter. You can also check out the Original Funko videos on YouTube and, you know, respond there sometimes. And then Instagram as well. Again, Original Funko. So yeah, there's different ways to really let the company hear your voice if you have some ideas. Next question here, where can I get exclusives outside of the US? Now, I know it's very frustrating to be a Funko collector outside of the US, and I'll be honest, I'll just be blunt about this. If I lived out of the US, I probably wouldn't even bother to try to collect Funko because I know it's aggravating because there aren't a ton of options. Now, the only sites that I'm familiar with that consistently have exclusives are popculture.com and Forbidden Planet International. Those websites tend to get exclusives, including convention exclusives. I will say this though, it doesn't matter what site I name, there's going to be people that have had a bad experience. So I cannot completely vouch for anything. I just know from what I've heard about these companies, they seem all right, you know, but again, there have been some people that said they've had bad experience. So like I said, I cannot completely vouch for them. And I think too, also, that you have to kind of get on social media, check around and see what's going on in your area, because obviously with me being in the US, I can't completely speak for other countries, and I've actually tried to reach out before and learn about stores in other countries, but it's just way too difficult to do that when I can't physically go in the stores myself and see what's going on, and I can't order from them myself to see what's going on. So yeah, as a collector, you basically you got to do that work to get knowledgeable about it, and see what you can do, and maybe even check out Facebook groups and things like that. So another question here, which are the best stores to buy from? I've already addressed this. I actually did a survey on my channel, and I had over 300 people participate, which was, pretty cool. I think that's a good enough number. And I basically ranked the stores that sell Funko Pops. And the short of it is that Hot Topic came out on top in most categories, and then Walmart very much fell at the bottom in most categories, other than pricing. I think Walmart was actually top for pricing, but pretty much at the bottom for everything else. But again, just like online retailers, there are always people that have had a bad experience with certain stores, including Hot Topic. Something I want people to realize is that, especially when you order online, there are times when it actually, instead of coming from a factory or warehouse or wherever, it may actually come from your local store, because it makes the shipping quicker. And in that case, I can't vouch for the shipping, and really in general, I cannot vouch for the shipping of any company. Like I said, there are always people that have had bad experiences, so you got to learn how it is in your area. You basically got to roll the dice, take that gamble, and see what it's like in your area to order from certain stores and to shop with certain stores. And something I gotta say, to be very blunt about it, is I've had one person do this recently. It's rarely happened on my channel, but if somebody has an issue with the company, I have nothing to do with that, because on my channel, I give you my experiences. I said, my experiences with Hot Topic have been positive. Somebody has a bad experience with their own Hot Topic, that has nothing to do with me. Same thing for Walmart. I have not had good experiences with Walmart, and some people vouch for them. They say they've had good experiences. Okay, I don't dispute that. I believe them, but I just know what it's like for me. So as a collector, I feel like you cannot pass the buck on to another collector. It's all about your experiences with those businesses, and you got to learn the businesses in your area. Okay, and then I believe this is the last question here, the most frequently asked question. Should I buy, a certain figure for a certain price? And I'll just say this, in terms of pricing, you can check Pop Price Guide, and you really should get a Pop Price Guide account set up, because it will help you to track your collection. You could add in all the figures that you've collected there. You just do a search on them, and then it gives you that option to add them to your collection. You also can put together a want list as well. So yeah, I think Pop Price Guide is pretty helpful, because you do see the range of the value of figures. Now, some people say Pop Price Guide is not right. They don't agree with it. My thing though is, if you're gonna say Pop Price Guide is no good, then what is your source? I've never heard that from people. I hear people complain about Pop Price Guide, but then they don't say what else is a good source. As far as I know, Pop Price Guide kind of gives you that average of what people are selling things for online. So if you don't trust that, work it out for yourself then. There's also the Popspedia app, which you can download. That one does have the value of some figures on there. And then you can kind of look through eBay and see what people, different people are selling figures for. Of course, you're going to see some inflated prices there. So again, you got to work it out for yourself. And then also, I think you need to look at it in terms of your personal value that you would place on a figure. It's not just about what other people are paying for it. If something's worth a lot to you, then you do what you feel. But once again, I gotta say that's a question I really don't like to ask, whether or not people should make a certain purchase, because every individual collector, even though we may help each other out, when it comes down to it, you have to collect for yourself. Somebody else cannot do it for you. Somebody else cannot make those decisions for you. And I'll say this again, to be very blunt about it. I know that some people ask me certain questions just because if something goes wrong, then they want to try to pass the buck, and they want to try to blame somebody else. But no, if you're gonna be a collector, then you got to actually collect, and you got to take some chances. So my biggest piece of advice is basically just embrace the grind. It is collecting, it can be a grind. There's a lot of information to learn. You got to, keep track of your collection. And like I said, Pop Price Guide can help with that. Also, you really should embrace doing online orders, and also especially getting out in stores and doing some hunting. Something that drives me some crazy sometimes is that there are people that the way they basically try to collect is they always try to look at other people's collection and they try to work out trades or see if somebody will sell something. To me, that's the wrong attitude to have about collecting. If you're gonna collect, really embrace that grind and try to get out there and find what you want. Don't just try to dip in on other people's collections, you know. And I mean, sometimes, you know, of course, trading is cool, and, you know, especially if somebody says, I have such and such available, then yeah, go for it. But, you know, if you're gonna be a collector, really collect, you know, really embrace that grind. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video, but I do want to point out again, like I said, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try to remember that I make sure that I have this video linked in my future Funko News videos, and I'll try to point that out to individuals that have some of these questions that I address. I really want my loyal subscribers to help me out with that as well. If you see people asking questions that you know I've addressed again and again, then you know, direct them towards this video, and that'll help me get some of that repetition out of Funko News, because I know that drives some people crazy sometimes to hear me say the same thing again and again. So hopefully I can get some of that repetition out of those videos. So yeah, I really would appreciate that help, you know. So yeah, for those of you that tend to watch the full Funko News videos, also help me out in the comment section sometimes. Be nice about it though. And then also any of my videos that you feel will help out other collectors, please share them on social media. I mean, it helps out other collectors. It also helps out the channel, of course. And you know, and especially share the Funko News videos, and then any other videos I have that you think will help people out, including this video. And then I also had the video I did previously called Funko Pop Collecting for Beginners, which I know some people have found helpful. So yeah, let's just really help each other out as a community of collectors. I really would appreciate that. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope, you know, that people really got something out of this, and I will talk to you all again real soon.